Hey guys, so in today's first attempt, I'm going to show you how I made these awesome little swirly disc pendants. I pretty much took all of that extra polymer clay that I had from making that candy corn, and I made this fun little swirl pendant type product. I saw this person on YouTube who made these galaxies that were swirled with different colors. So I thought this would be something cute where you can kind of have that candy corn color to it, but you can also use this with any colors you want to make any kind of fun circle swirl type pendant, and they always come out different, which I think is just the best part about them. So let's go ahead and see how I made those. So I pretty much took that clay that I had left over and I rolled it into a ball after very carefully mashing it together. And then I cut it in half just to kind of get a different look. And then I rotated them differently to make different kind of balls and to make different designs in them, because they're all going to come out differently, which I think is the best part about it, is that none of them will ever come out the same. So then I pretty much flattened it and tried to make a circle out of it, which this took some time and my surface didn't exactly cooperate with me very well. So it's probably one of those things where I'd have to try to find a better surface and a better way to do this, because I did do all of this by hand. And I apologize ahead of time for the fact that I seem to be, for the most part, out of camera in this. So I do apologize for that. But I pretty much took those little circles and I mashed them down and I swirled them just to kind of get that pretty little circle and to get it to the thickness that I liked. So it did take me a little bit to get that to the way I wanted it. And then you can see where I swirled the other one a totally opposite way, just so that they look different, because I love how you get different looks with them and no two are going to look the same. So this time I decided to take my bottle and use that to press that one down just to see a difference, and I did find that worked a lot better for me than it did with me pressing it by hand. I got a better circle out of it, so I decided to kind of press down the other one a little bit using the same method. Then I took that nail polish and I went ahead and I cleaned up those projects. Because I did have the white in there, the white was pretty dirty. I'm still working on how to keep that white clean as I work with it. I'm thinking my surface probably has something to do with it, but this is just the best way right now for me so that I don't get a texture, because the table I use has a texture on it, and I definitely don't want that texture on my project itself, because that would definitely mess it up. So I basically just cleaned them all up and got them ready to go into the oven. Obviously, it did take a little bit more care for the white areas, especially on the ones where I wanted the white to look. So I took two of my handmade eye pins and I very carefully poked them in. I have had issues in the past with poking them in and pretty much having the bar show up on the circle. So I was very careful about poking them in so that they weren't too bad and poking out too much. And then I just re-cleaned that area where I was holding it, because I did get some fingerprints in that point. So once I was done with that, I put it in the oven, baked it at 275 for 15 minutes, which is what my instructions said to do. And then once they cooled down, I'm going to attach them to these paper clips. And then I'm going to hold them with needle nose pliers while I go ahead and glaze them with my Sculpey Glossy Glaze. Now, I always use these needle nose pliers to hold them because I find that that's easier for me, especially since I don't want to get the glaze all over my fingers, and you especially don't want to get the glaze all over your nails if you have nail polish on. So I find that those needle nose pliers do work out very well for me. And then I pretty much hang them up to dry. I actually use my camera tripod to hang them to dry. So that's a little fun fact about when I make my polymer clay creations for you guys. So I pretty much just glazed all of them twice, made sure I had a good layer on, and obviously I let them dry in between layers. And I also make sure I put a lot of glaze around the eye pin just so that it doesn't come off in the process. And if I master this technique because I love it so much, who knows, they might end up on my Etsy shop. So you can see where they have been glazed twice now, and you can definitely tell how different they are. The size and the swirl depends on how you mix them and how much you flatten them out, but I love how they turn out, and I love how different they are. So I'm just going to flip them over so you guys can see both sides here. And I think it's great because you also get the choice of which side you want to wear them on. So I love them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys can see all of my first attempt with polymer clay. Maybe as I get used to doing them, I'll start to do some tutorials later on down the road. We'll see how that works. I have to get used to working with it for a little bit first. Also, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy my first attempt series and my Halloween first attempt series. Let me know any suggestions of polymer clay that you want me to make in the comments down below for Christmas so that I can try that out. And of course, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter and like me on Facebook so that you can see all the fun stuff that I'm doing in between videos. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.